up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mo.J and we are locked in. It is time. Snowfall episode 3. Whew, y'all know we got a war on our hands. But before we get into all that, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of this, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Wait a minute, hit the like button. Let's get that engagement up. But yeah, we got a war. Man-Boy versus Scully. Scully's coming after Franklin. Then we got Teddy and Gustavo versus the new chief. The new chief of police sent that message last week. Remember, the last scene, there was 2 dead bodies with the 100 there marked in blood because that's how much they owe a week. But you know me, I'm not going to hold you up. Let's jump into it. This is episode 3 of Snowfall. Whew, the recap. Like I was just mentioning, there's 2 dead bodies in the kitchen and Gustavo's just sitting at the house with the shotgun waiting on Taylor to show up. He hears somebody coming and he pointing the shotgun at the door because at this point you don't know who you can trust. You don't know if the chief then sent somebody else back up, some more assassins, but the chief didn't do that because he just sent them up there to kill those 2 to send a warning like, hey, we not playing around. We want that 100,000. Now when Teddy he gets in the house, he goes in and sees it. Gustavo, he's not with that. He takes a gun, gets his bag, and he gets ready to walk out. He pushes Teddy down, and Teddy's like, "Don't go out there, man. We gotta keep our cool." But Gustavo, he's knee deep in the game now. He's when your loved ones get killed, man, ain't no telling what you'll do. Franklin's just minding his own business, just eating a little sandwich, reading a book, just minding his own business. And Officer Nixon pulls up, and he starts to go in like, "Hey, listen. You went to the shelter, you went over there and threatened my dad. Don't you ever come and do that." So Franklin's laying the law down and telling him, don't you ever do anything like that. Now Officer Nixon, he's still trying to play it cool because now he's trying to extort Franklin and get more money off of him. So Franklin breaks it down for him very, very simple and clear. Listen, you may think you have something on me, but that happened months and months ago. But you don't have anything on me. I gave you money to do a job. If you could do the job, you couldn't do it, shut up, take your money and leave me alone. But don't you ever come to my family. And Officer Nixon's looking like, okay, he might be for real. Cause you know, when you in the dope game and you a crooked cop, hey man, it ain't too much sympathy for you when you get caught and exposed for working with the drug dealers. Gustavo took his shotgun. He went down to Mexico and he's camping outside of the police station, just waiting for Fuentes. Now, when he gets out the car with the shotgun, he gets hit and he gets knocked out. He wakes up. He's in this warehouse, but he's tied up. And you see 2 Spanish guys in there talking to him. And he's like, what is going on? And in comes Teddy. Teddy goes over to him. And Gustavo, he's kind of confused. Like, what's going on here? I'm tied up. Teddy unties him and tells him, hey, I call it DFS, which is pretty much the Mexican federal, that's their little federal service, kind of comparable to our FBI. And Gustavo is like, why are they helping us? And Teddy says, yeah, about that. I'm with the CIA. That means you are too. They're going to help us get Fuentes. So now Gustavo's like, this whole time? But he's also thinking, man, this is going to be easier than if we have this kind of support. Our favorite reporter, Miss Irene, she's at the bar. Let me get one on the house. Oh, in comes this gentleman. Well, make it 2. Now they sit down and what he tells her is, listen, I'm trying to get Franklin to go down. I've been doing some digging and his aunt filed an unlawful search where they went through her house and stuff. And then she's also saying that they killed her girlfriend. And she's sitting there like, what does all this have to do with Franklin? And then the guy says, well, I want Franklin to go down for a murder because he didn't get charged with that murder. He got around it. He killed his friend. What was his name? Kevin? And we have eyewitnesses. And Irene's saying there's no documentation of that. I would know because I actually do the digging. Now, we know she does her job, but this file, hey, Franklin is in touch with this. He isn't connected because no one initially snitched on him or said anything. Now there were witnesses there. We all know that. But as far as we know, he didn't have any connection to it within the eyes of the law. And so Irene, she's thinking, damn, I need to work a little bit harder. Franklin, being the businessman that he is, we know that they're losing out on a lot of bids on buildings, houses, because the city, they're pretty much stopping all the black people. Now, he does have this investment group, him and his mother. So he goes to the local bookstore and they're like, oh, Franklin, we haven't seen you in a while. So what he's saying is, let's come up with a plan. We're going to invest in your bookstore so we can keep all the black businesses black in our community and we won't lose anything to the city. This is what we need to do. We need to buy back our blocks. So they say, okay, cool. And with this money from the investment group, this will actually keep the whole city off of their back and they can function as a bookstore and just stay open. So Franklin is using that mind, people. Buy back the block. Things ain't looking good for my boy Leon. Now, I fuck with Leon hard, bro. That's my dog. But they ain't messing with Franklin. They ain't got nothing. They got whatever they can scrounge around and get product out, but it ain't hard. And now they're talking about the guns that Scully got, and we need to be on the lookout because Scully might have a bazooka. But all of this is because Franklin tried to start that war and set up Scully, and it didn't work. It backfired. Now Leon's crew, they're falling apart. He ain't got no rocks or nothing. He goes over and he sees Wanda out here, and she's... man, these dudes are tripping. And Leon's looking at her like, what happened to you? And she talking about, what happened to us? And Leon, man, you a crackhead. That's what happened to you. But for him, it's just hard seeing her like that. And when you ain't got no product, man, he ain't making no money out here no more, man. He gonna have to go back to Franklin. Unc Jerome and Auntie, they pull up on Manboy. And Manboy out here, you know, talking all this crap, talking about, yeah, we was in that shootout. We were doing our thing, man. We getting the dumping. Little does he know he ain't killed nobody. He just out there shooting. And Jerome is looking at him, okay. Now, Manboy's saying, well, look, when it was just us three working together, things were good. Now things are shaky. We working with Franklin. And Auntie, she calls him out. She's saying, you just don't know. But Manboy, is really because of you that everything is shaky. Mama Franklin, she holding it down. She got to make these business moves. You know, Franklin's making them too, but she's not thinking small, lower level, like go buy up this little thing. She goes to the mayors directly like, hey, look, we like you and we support you. Now, over this last couple years, we got a little investment group together and we're buying back the block. Now, here you're doing things, you have connections, but it's not looking like these little projects that you were doing are doing well. We'd like to help back you financially. So the mayor's saying, you want to use Franklin's drug money to bail me out? And she tells him, Franklin isn't in that game no more, but you do need help and we're here for you. So now he's kind of thinking about it and debating, what do you have in mind? Now, Sissy, she got something up her sleeve. Gustavo and Teddy go back to headquarters. Now Teddy's asking him, is there anything you want to ask? Because I know it's a little awkward. You know that I'm a CIA agent now. And Gustavo's just sitting there and he's just contemplating. Everything's running through his head. But Teddy tells him, don't be worried about it. You're pretty much protected at this point. You're working with me. There's no way a DEA agent could get killed and people get away with it. That's because of me. Now, when they go into the lady's office, she starts to give them information on the people that killed Gustavo's family. But what she does say is, you guys can go after them, but there should be no violence, no killing, none of that inside of Tijuana. They want to still keep the, Tijuana clean because it's a tourist spot. Eventually it's going to boom and, but she tells them, you guys can't do this. So Teddy says, okay, cool. What about Fuentes? Do you have any information? Now she tells him that he has a house. It's out by the beach. It's secluded, but he's going to have security and stuff there. So now they're thinking of a plan on how they can get there. And Gustavo says, I might have a way to get him to get out there, but we have to scare him. So they're looking at Gustavo. What are you about to do? Listen, when something like this happens to you, a trauma, especially if like somebody in your family gets killed, calm down, think it out, plan it out. Because you just going out there using your raw emotions and feelings, it ain't going to end up good for you. Wanda out here going out bad. She out here smoking with the local junkies and they talking about, man, I'm gonna get some crack rock and we gonna sell it to everybody. We gonna all be rich. And Wanda, she fell all the way off. She was such a beautiful woman, but now, and she's sitting there. She, something in my tooth. She pulls out her tooth. She goes over and looks at herself in the mirror and it's got a crack through it. And What this crack through the window, I mean the mirror signifies is, man, you a crackhead. It's plain and simple, you a crackhead. You done smoked your teeth out, man. Come on. Oh, Wanda done fell all the way off. And you know, for Leon seeing that, he's like, damn. And to think, man, we used to have something, but not now, Wanda. She do got good curly hair though. Here we go. The BS is kicking in. Now, Franklin's dad, he's kind of upset that Sissy went to the mayor, but she's trying to explain to him that we need to do this. We're trying to close on these properties. We gotta have some kind of support. And Franklin's saying we're trying to do what's right. Then all you hear is, open up, LAPD, we got an arrest warrant. They come in and get Sissy. And Officer Nick, he's on some BS, and Franklin's dad trying to step in, and his officer pulls the gun out like, hey, put your hands up, mister. Hey, don't make a move. Oh, man, so we about to see a lot of BS, bro. They got Sissy in the back of the cop car, hands behind her back. She looking in there all sad and stuff. Franklin and his dad come out, and they like, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to get you out of this. That's only if Officer Nick, since we know he's dirty, we know he's not taking her to the precinct. We know they about to do something wild. They about to do something illegal because they're trying to prove a point to Franklin. Hey, you owe us double the money and we ain't forgot. So until you start paying that up, we going to be on your ass. And if that means family members, then we going to be on their ass. But you going to pay, Franklin. That's what Officer Nick is thinking. I was just saying something ridiculous is about to happen. So they don't go to the precinct. What they do is they drop off the other officer. The officer gets out and walks to his car. And then the car with Sissy, they drive off. And the other officer's looking like, what? I'm glad I ain't in that car because I know he about to do something stupid and I don't want no parts of it. If I was that cop, I'd go tell Franklin, hey, man, they tripping, bro. They got your mom. I ain't had nothing to do with that. Now they driving. Sissy's in the back. Hey, you can't do this. You got to take me to the office. You got to take me downtown. You got to take me to the police station. I got to make a call. And the officer, he's getting tired of hearing all this jabbering in the back seat. So what does he do? Turn the radio up and then slam on the brake. And Sissy hits her head on there. So you know what type of time he's on. What these young people say? He on demon time. They finally get to where they're trying to go. They go down this little dark alley type thing and they get there. And then all of a sudden we see a cemetery and they start walking over there. My first thought is, oh man, they about to put her in a grave. But what they do is they go over and they show a police officer's grave. And what the officer says is, man, this guy was a good guy. Your son, Franklin, got him killed. And what does he do? He slams her head into the headstone. Boom, boom. See what your son did? This is what happened. He killed this guy. So these cops, they ain't playing with Franklin and his family, but it's unfortunate that Franklin's mom got drugged into this. That's always the worst thing, is when family members get drugged into something they ain't got nothing to do with. They finally come and pick Sissy up. We got Uncle Jerome, we got Auntie, we got Pops, and they come and get her, and everyone's, they just so happy that she's alive. Honestly, they drive you off and they don't take you to the precinct. Like I said, I thought they was going to put her in the grave, but once they get there, everybody, they happy that she's alive. No one's like super excited or anything, but Franklin asked what happened, and she said they just scared me, but they told me some stuff that I already knew. Franklin, everyone knows, and now Franklin is in deep thought because he's like, damn, I done brought my family into this nonsense. But what did I tell y'all when she went to the mayor's house? Mama Franklin, she about that business, and when she do, she goes back over to Franklin and says, hey, finish this deal. Finish the deal because we still got business to handle, son. They can't scare us. Hey, Sissy, she making the real boss moves behind the scenes. Franklin got to make the deal happen. Now he goes to him and tells him, look, with our foundation, what we need to do is buy you guys out, and that will put you guys up under corporation. So you got the parent company. This will still be your company. We're just buying you out so we can have all the leverage. Now we're going to pay you double what the market value of the bookstore is. You guys will still run it and everything. We're just going to give you the money for it and we'll pay your legal fees. So now they're thinking about it like, what? Because to them, it seems kind of iffy because they don't have a lawyer and they don't know this business aspect. Now, what Franklin is doing is legit, but do you really trust a drug dealer? That's why you need a lawyer involved. So they see the cashier's check and they're kind of thinking, man, we definitely need that money because I ain't seen no customers come in this bookstore since we've been seeing the bookstore. Have y'all? Tell them about the gun line, boss. I just had to say that every time I see Henry. But Henry and Irene, they're in there talking, and Irene's trying to say, listen, we need to go after Franklin, man. He's bringing in a lot of money. He's doing drug money, and he's protected by political people. And Henry's trying to tell her, look, don't dig that deep into it. I don't want you to get walked over. I don't want people to run over you or you to get into some stuff you don't need to be. But she's trying to tell him that there's a police officer telling me this information about him. I want to dig. And Henry just, hey, don't do it. And then Irene, she says, why don't you stay the night with me? But Henry, being a black man, he said, no, I'm seeing somebody now. I wanted to wait until it got serious before I told you because black men don't cheat. So I can't stay the night with you. And now she's just looking like, dang, he done moved on. They start talking about their daughter. They start getting a little emotional, but overall, don't do it, Irene. Don't dig into our boy Franklin, man. We need Franklin to stay out on these streets, man. We need Snowfall 5, 6, and 7 seasons. Come on, don't go after our dog. Gustavo, hey, he's protected by the CIA now. He's a madman. He's on a rampage. But they did just give him the green light. Like, hey, y'all can go after them killers, but y'all be careful. But Gustavo, he don't care. I got Teddy with me. I got the federales with me, and he goes and finds one of the killer, and he starts whooping ass. He ends up throwing them off the roof. I'm like, damn, Ted, calm down. But hey, all's fair in love and war, right? Hey, Gustavo said he had a plan, and what did he do? The guy that he killed, he carved 100,000 in his head. Now, the chief, Fuentes, he's sitting there with his deputy, and the deputy's saying, how did they find Carlos? Who are these guys? And now the plan is in effect. Fuentes is looking at it, and you see what he says. I don't know who they are, but we should get out of town until we do. They don't know that they got the CIA and the federales behind them. Oh man, we about to have a little war in Tijuana. Gustavo did his little hit, had to get up out the city, he out by the border. Teddy pulled up on him, and Gustavo's out there. Teddy's telling him, what are you doing? Now we have the disadvantage. And Teddy, he's trying to explain to Gustavo, I know that you're hurting, and we both want this guy Fuentes dead, but you can't do that. Now it's just me and you. They got 2 carloads of security going with Fuentes to the house. We got to get this right. And Gustavo, he's trying to say, listen, my family members, the little kids, they're orphans now. They don't have anybody. Their family is dead. And then he tells Teddy, listen, I'll follow your rules from here on out, as long as those rules mean that Fuentes is going to die. And Teddy says that's the plan. But when we go down to this house, we got to be on the same page. We go in there sloppy, it could be the end of both of us because it's just you and I now. Franklin did exactly what Cissy said. He got the deal done. He went there, he got the deed. Now we got to go over, and now we got to handle big business on the political level. When he gets over there, they're talking, and he tells them, hey, look, I got the deed. Now about your business plan, what would you do? And he's sitting there, he's just casually thinking about it. Might smoke a little cigar, drink some cognac, and he's thinking, I'd buy in. I'd buy in on 10%. And Franklin is thinking, okay, that is good. So things are starting to roll now. And to seal the deal, what does he say? Hey, we should have lunch next week, a little bit of coffee, so we can really discuss what's going to go on. They shake hands. So, hey, business is booming. We starting to roll now. Nick's been running around the city, messing up, doing all kinds of bull. Now he goes in and he talks to his captain, and his captain tells him straight up, look, you're no longer on the streets. You're getting transferred to evidence downtown. You're off the street. Franklin got those connects now. And Nix is thinking, are you serious? Captain told him, say another word. Say something else. And you're gone. And now Nix is, are you serious? So, hey, everything backfired on him. But now he's a loose cannon. He's unpredictable now. Yes, sir. It's time. Gustavo, Teddy, hey, put your bulletproof vest on, people. Get your weapons out, because we about to go in, and it's about to get ugly. Not for us, but for them. What'll I tell y'all? Get you a lawyer whenever you're handling business, especially with a drug dealer. Now, Franklin comes in and tells him straight up, hey, I sold y'all story. Y'all can keep the money, but y'all got to be out of here by Friday. And they're like, what? And he's trying to tell them, I have another spot for you, just a mile down the street, because they got that big complex with Oh boy. But they're saying this bookstore been in our family for 30 years. Franklin ain't trying to hear that. They were going to lose the store anyway. So they got till Friday to get up out of there. At least he gave him a spot. But for anybody watching this, get you a lawyer whenever you're talking big business. Just that simple. Oh yeah, it's on now. Bullets get to flying. Pop, pop, pop. Teddy out here, he's shooting with an assault rifle. He kills 3 of them. Pop, pop, pop. Then he runs up and he just drops it. He didn't have enough ammo for that or something, but he drops the assault rifle, pulls the pistol out, runs up on a guy that's on the ground there. Pop, pop. Now he switches over to his little submachine gun, look like an MP5. Who knows, but it is on now. But he's only on the balcony. He doesn't even make it inside the house. As soon as he gets to the door, pop, catches one on his side, but he still gets a kill off. Man, it's not looking too good for them. Now we want to know where Gustavo at. Gustavo was sitting in the back of the police car just waiting. Fuentes, he hops in, his bodyguard hops in, pop, pop, bodyguard dead. He takes Fuentes out, throws him on the ground. He ends up getting shot, pow, from a dude on the balcony. But then guess who comes and saves him? Teddy shoots the guy in the back, pow, pow. Now, Gustavo, he's shot. He's over here, he's looking Fuentes in the eye. He doesn't kill him with the gun. What he does is look him in the eye. He chokes him out, just around his neck. And then he gets up and now he just, hey, you gotta let that frustration out. Irene, she's digging. She's trying to figure this out. Now, the cop, he tells Irene the witness's name. She's a DEA agent named Irene. But that's all I can do. I'm not going any further in this. So Irene, you got to give me some kind of information, something. So he says, all right, her handler is this guy named Tony. But like I said, I'm not digging no more. I'm not doing anything else in this. And Irene, she's going to have to take this into her own hands. But this cop is smart. I'll give you some information, but I'm not going to do anything else with it because I don't want anything coming back on me. All I want is him off the street. And there you have it. That's episode 3. Let me know what you think below, man. What do you think is about to go on with Franklin's new business plan? And me personally, I think Gustavo, he's about to love being protected by the CIA. I think he's about to run rampant. But let me know what you think about the whole episode. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit the subscribe button. Definitely give me a like. And be here next week for episode 4 of Snowfall, because it's about to go down. It is getting crazy. I'm Mo.J. and I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.